I am Dr. Demento.
Frequencies. The signal gets weird.
I am Dr. Demento.
Radio remains active.
Oh, hi. Gilbert Gottfried, USA Up All Night here. Coming up.
This guy's serious. Same thing again. Next. No. Just more noise.
We're gonna have a great time, and don't worry.
This one always feels wrong.
1 million cable stations to...
This can't be right. Who puts a radio station out here? Dogs alive. What's going on here? This wasn't here before.
Take a step that is new. Take a step that is...
Where are we? Who puts a radio station out here?
I wanted to pick.
Radio.
No, it wasn't. Who puts a radio station out here?
Broadcasting.
I wanted to pick a girl who,
That's...
So much beyond the edge of the
a
dark.
hard time if you get my
Why am I on that channel?
drift.
Run it again.
Up All Night.
Channel. Leak detected. Swimcore. Radio remains active. The station gets clearer after midnight. Long transmission recovered beyond. The station gets clearer after midnight.
Late night television has always occupied a strange position in media history.
Now from the Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS, here in Southern California.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried, USA Up All Night.
Everybody, I'm Tom. The color cast is on the air now.
Let's begin things right away by walking this way and
A time when programming is no longer scheduled for convenience, but for persistence.
This is NBC.
By the late 20th century, broadcast systems such as syndicated sitcom reruns,
Sunday, Monday, happy days.
variety programming,
Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
and overnight music blocks had become standard late-night fixtures.
Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Programs like Three's Company and Happy Days did not appear in these hours as new content.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums.
They appeared as repetition.
Ready to race to you.
At first, this repetition served a simple function:
These days are ours.
to fill time.
Metal fingers beckoning to the invisible.
To maintain signal. To occupy the hours between scheduled programming blocks. But something else occurred alongside that repetition. Viewers, encountering the same material night after night, did not remain fixed on it. They drifted.
What do you expect this grandchild to do?
The repetition became a starting point, not an end point. And as viewers searched for something beyond the familiar cycle, they began moving deeper into broadcast spectrum, into late-night music rotations, into public access programming,
Yes, this is Deadly Squat.
into UHF channels not designed for continuous attention. In this environment, programs that were not widely promoted often became more compelling than those that were. Not because they were designed to be, but because they were discovered.
Tonight on Friday Night Videos.
Friday is the day that we take a look at the viewer mail.
Now, I don't want you to put cock teasers on. I don't need them.
They are not developing new methods or devices, but are maintaining those which have already been developed by the engineers.
These currents form what we call the audio wave, a wave you can hear. The audio wave still looks like this after it has been changed into electrical current. We want to make this wave stronger, so we amplify it here in the studio control room and again in the master control room. Each time we amplify it, the wave looks a little bigger, like this. Now this wave must travel over wires to the transmitting station hundreds and sometimes thousands of miles from the studio.
External expert segment queued. I didn't cue anything. Here we go.
How did this shtick start? Are you this person, or has this been created?
Radio.
Are you crazy?
I am Dr. Demento.
Broadcasting from somewhere beyond the edge of the dial.
I collected novelty records along with all sorts of other things as I was growing up.
A lot of us do that in childhood, Doctor.
Novelty transmit. Novelty classification.
That's not a real doctor.
Novelty transmit. Novelty classification.
And then we outgrow it.
We were supposed to get an expert on insomnia behavior.
Well, I guess if you want to go back to the ultimate, it started when my dad brought home some Spike Jones records when I was about 4 years old. Well, I went through several other things. I developed quite a passion for blues, became known as something of an expert on the roots of rock and roll.
Dropping frequencies. Signal get aware.
I am Dr. Demento for magazines such as Hit Parader and for Rolling Stone in its early days.
Radio.
That's not what I meant.
A company called Specialty Records, and I put out reissues. Started writing for magazines about blues when I was in high school and college.
Channel. Leak detected. Channel. Leak detected.
So they hired me to do a weekly oldies program, and it started out conventionally enough. That's what I...
Core radio remains active.
In its early days.
Are you this person? Are you crazy?
I am Dr. Demento.
Transmitting station
Novelty
sometimes
transmit.
thousands of miles.
Novelty classification.
I am Dr.
Dropping
Demento.
frequencies. The signal get aware.
I am Dr. Demento.
Core radio remains active.
It's time for a demented video.
What is he doing? What is this? What is even happening here? Channel bleed detected. Okay, got it. Channel bleed.
This song made its original debut on the Dr. Demento radio show, and one of the first comedy videos ever made.
Go figure. We're in a corrupted, weird radio station. What do you expect?
One of the 5 most requested demented discs of all time. Barnes and Barnes with their musical gourmet delight.
What kind of doctor talks on the radio?
Fishhead.
What kind of doctor is this?
We have to amplify
Laughing happy fishhead.
Oh, here we go with the channel bleed.
Evening floating in the soup.
Where is does this place have an FCC license? I'd like to see it, actually. The permits, do you know where the permits are for this place? Do you have that in your database?
I'm not even supposed to be here tonight.
Evening floating in the soup.
radio waves from many programs
Another one ride the bus. The doctor is in.
It's the music and mirth of Dr. Demento, host of a radio show known for silly songs and madcap melodies. Classics like Monster Mash and Purple People Eater. The Good Doctor also plays songs sent in by amateurs. That's how he unleashed Weird Al Yankovic on an unsuspecting world.
Does this station even exist?
If it hadn't been for you, Doctor, I'd be a miserable, worthless, groveling hunk of slime.
Whether you catch Dr. Demento on the radio or you buy his 2 CD set,
Nobody told me this was live.
you can be sure the Doctor is in.
Here's Ray Stevens, there's a whole lot of him. And Weird Al Yankovic is over here in the Y's, of course.
I don't know how any of this works. Well, this thing, I kind of know how this works, but the phone, you know how to use the phone.
Just like I was on Behind the Music or something.
Dr. Demento.
Very handsome.
His name is synonymous with mad music.
Did I go to high school with him?
And crazy comedy. His audio archives amaze.
Yeah, I think he had to move out of his old house because the weight of the record.
3 o'clock in the morning on December 3rd, we heard this tremendous boom.
A few floors or something like that.
From the front of the house, and to make a long story short, a room that's wall-to-wall records partially collapsed. The floor of the record room.
He has reigned as the undisputed king of novelty knowledge. So who is this guy?
He really has about the most eclectic taste of anybody that I know.
It's really risky to play comedy music.
We're probably 2 of the only people on the planet who have seen Dr. Demento naked.
People are weird. I just keep demented music in my life.
Never saw him without the top hat.
The essence of comedy music is novelty. Much of it makes it splash by being something that you hear and it's funny and you want to hear it again and it just comes out of left field.
He was fond of saying that after the meat and potatoes rock and roll, that his show was the dessert at the end of the week, and I couldn't agree more.
Comedy music now seems to be an underground thing. Rock and roll was, in its very early days, something that happened kind of a little bit outside the mainstream of the music business. It's again something that happened very much outside the mainstream. It's very much like hip-hop was in its early days. It's a little like the way folk music developed.
So the show really caters to people making their own music, which is a great outlet.
Most of the funny music today is being made by independents.
An outlet for amateur writers and producers.
People who put out their own stuff on their own labels.
Lets people appreciate the fact that people can do weird stuff and it's okay.
The Dr. Demento show is special because it's, well, basically one of the only places where you can hear that kind of music.
With the exception of very few established people.
You're not going to hear Spike Jones on your typical AOR station or AAA station. Or
like Weird Al, Ray Stevens, Adam Sandler, Jeff Foxworthy.
Adult contemporary or top 40, if such a format even exists anymore.
Or at the very most have a very small label with a handful of artists.
He astounded family and friends with his deft handling of records. At the age of 4, he grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I grew up and went to high school in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Music remained his passion throughout his youth.
Then I moved on to Reed College in Portland, Oregon, my first trip to the West Coast.
And his favorite toy was the phonograph.
Wrote a thesis about 20th century opera. Graduated with a major in music, meaning classical music.
Some friends invited Barry to see a new folk performer in town.
My high school friends said, "Oh, you got to see this new singer." He hadn't written Blowin' in the Wind or any of those yet, but his name is Bob Dylan. Definitely he was somebody far out of the ordinary.
When he got back to school in Portland, folk music continued to capture his ear.
In Portland, and I collected records, had our own folk scene there.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Demento. Through the years, we've shared many magical moments together on the radio.
Frank, you're one of the most accomplished musicians active today. It is indeed a pleasure to be seated here tonight with the extraordinary Frank Zappa. Thank you. You have a large and loyal following. Frank, welcome to Tomorrow Coast to Coast. How would you describe your work? But for those who are not all that familiar with you...
It's entertainment.
Specialized entertainment. For what specialty?
It's specialized entertainment for people who are tired of other types of entertainment. We have specialized entertainment.
You keep on rocking and rolling. Jagger once said that if he were doing Satisfaction at the age of 40...
I make no bones about the fact that I am 40 years old, but I don't have any suicidal tendencies.
He would kill himself.
Suicidal tendencies, and I like what I'm doing, and since I've been doing it a long time, I had a lot of practice, and I'm real good at it. I change the music every year because the band changes every year.
Have you felt a necessity to change the music over the years? Why don't you sit down and write a top 40 hit song?
But even if I did, the chances of it getting played on a top 40 radio station are not very good. I'd do it if I wanted. Just certain political rigmarole that one must go through in order to have a top 40 record. And that's something that I don't wish to be involved in, including special types of presents to certain people in the industry. And remember that until somebody writes a song about you, you don't exist.
Don't you call me podgy, portly, or stout, just to tell me once again who's fat.
It's on the Shake Your Booty album. You go out there and listen to it.
A lot of people have associated you, right?
First of all, I have nothing to do with the drug culture.
With the drug culture that came into being in the 60s.
I don't espouse it.
About the same time as your music first became prominent.
The trouble with this wave is that it can't carry itself anywhere.
I care. I wrote a song about you. And what do I get for my trouble?
I've read that R&B is really your favorite. You
like small water waves. It will only go a short distance, getting weaker and weaker.
Assimilated a lot of different styles. Back to music, such as classical and jazz and rock and roll. Is that true?
Yes, that's very true.
Why?
Like rhythm and blues. I just like the way it sounds, just like I like a cup of coffee. And it's very rare to find people who appreciate that kind of music. Derived, sort of freeze-dried. And what most people today know about the music of the 50s is all sha-na-na, very... It's been tidied up quite a bit.
The orchestra goes into the transmitter. It is put together with the carrier wave by a process called modulation.
The old rough stuff. I'm afraid to speak out against it because you know this ain't going to go on television, but that's the way it really is. Jerry Falwell's going to get a bunch of guys to call you up on the telephone.
Would you feel any desire, any need to use your skills and your talents in the media to convince people?
No, I really don't, because I have my opinions, and you got yours, right? If you agree with me, then you agree with me. If you don't, then don't. You know, I'm not trying to jam my stuff down your throat.
Frank, thank you for being our guest tonight. In Los Angeles, this is Dr. Demento for Tomorrow Coast to Coast.
Then it gets still bigger, more powerful, and finally, it thunders out of the power strong enough to carry it over a wide radius. This radio wave is then sent to the antenna from which it is released. It leaves the antenna as vibration and travels in all directions with the speed of light. The wave spreads out for hundreds of miles, and finally, your own aerial picks up a small amount of the original vibration. Radio waves from many programs are being picked up by your radio all the time.
She is...
I didn't authorize that beat.
Public access decay. I don't know, how would you say it, eh? Dropping frequencies.
Is this some kind of portal?
The signal get weirder after midnight. Radio.
Where are we?
Science. Detected.
Who puts a radio station